This week at Bungie, August 12th, 2021, we're taking a look at some armor mods and armor exotics. First things first, quick bullet list. They're saying, if you haven't played D2 this week, go check out the epilogue. Pretty sweet. No spoilers, I'd say that's pretty accurate. We have less than 2 weeks into the Destiny 2 showcase on the 24th. And that yesterday, they previewed some of the Season 15 champion mods. Those are Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle, Unstoppable Fusion and Linear Fusion Rifles, Overload Bow, Unstoppable Pulse, and Unstoppable Sidearm. Apparently there's going to be one more weapon one, and then we'll have our ability options as well. Alright. Kicking off some fine-tuning here. So, first things first is controller sensitivity and traction. The traction mod felt mandatory for PvP on controller and unnecessary on mouse and keyboard. This felt to be more appropriate as an accessibility option rather than a balance choice. Players, including Bungie, have also long felt that maximum 10 sensitivity wasn't enough on controller. So they're making some changes to bring controller input closer to parity with keyboard and mouse. That is, they added a sprint turn speed scaler option, values from 0.3 to 0.8, removed the traction mod, that's big, added additional controller sensitivity options, 1 through 10 sensitivity is the same as before, 11 to 20 increases over that. Added an ADS sensitivity modifier, allowed values 0.5 to 1.5. Hopefully that helps controller, especially when moving into the crossplay here in a couple months. That'll be big. A big topic also is the super regenerating exotics. So we've got Shards, Ursa Fiersa, whatever you say that, Skull of Dire Ahamkara, Phoenix Protocol, Storm Bracers, and Geomags. Just going to read this verbatim. The first set of changes coming in Season 15 have to do with exotics that refund super energy. As a group, these exotics tend to outshine other exotic choices, especially in high difficulty endgame activities. In some cases, they can trivialize the content or make it feel like the only reasonable option to equip for your build. Most of our changes here aim to standardize how these exotics work and to place a cap on how much super uptime they can grant by themselves. To offset these changes, some of the perks were reworked to be more generous with the refund minimums, and there's also a new member of the family. So, here's pretty much all of these are nerfs for the most part, except for the new one, which is Storm Dancer's Brace. So Shards of Galanor. Increase the amount of super granted for hits, but total super regain is now 50%. It's capped at 50%. Ursa Furiosa capped the amount of super energy you can regain once your super ends at 50%. Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Increase the amount of super refunded per kill, but total super regain is capped at 50%. Phoenix Protocol. Capped the amount of super energy you regain once your super ends at 50%. Storm Dancer's Brace. Now also refunds up to 50% of your super energy after your super ends based on the number of kills. Geomag Stabilizers. Removed the sprint to top off your super. This part of the perk led to higher uptime in PvP than was healthy and gave attunement of control warlocks an immediately renewable supply of super energy for paying for mod costs like special finishers in PvE. I have very mixed feelings about this. I like Stormbracer being, or Storm Dance's, whatever, that thing, allowed to be able to regain super energy. I don't like being capped at 50% because we've had them for so long at this point. but it is better than getting absolutely nothing back. So it's little give and take, I guess. We'll see how these play out and how they feel within the world. Obviously, there's going to be people that are mad that you don't get stuff up right away. Retunes and Reworks. The next batch of changes is focused on injecting some more power and excitement into some less popular choices. Here are a few exotics that missed the boat this time that need some extra special attention, like a certain pair of hunter boots, and a lot more that could benefit from a nudge or two. So, starting out with hunters this time. The first one that they're bringing up is the bombardier, the bomb ones. The bomb now has a secondary effect based on your subclass type. Blind for arc, burn for solar, slow for stasis, and suppress for void. Note, the suppression will not affect a guardian in super. I like that because they're actually somewhat useful and adds an extra element to help your build, depending on how you want to utilize it, which would be really good for like GM Nightfalls, possibly with doing like a dodge, get out of the way, maybe burn or like slow. That'll be really nice. Graviton Forfeit. Increase the bonus invisibility duration. The melee regeneration speed now increases based on the number of enemies near you, and while you're invisible, your recovery is greatly increased and your weapon reload more quickly. For me, I've never really used Graviton, so it doesn't really affect me a whole lot. But good that it's getting a buff. Lucky Pants. Added Intrinsic hand cannon holster mod. Replaced previous functionality with the following. When you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or damage matching your subclass energy type, for a short time, each hit against a combatant from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot. Note, no, Hawkmoon won't be able to one-shot a raid boss using those legs. Other hand cannons will get a fun edge in combat, though. But what is a hand cannon holster mod? It's a new kind of mod that reloads stowed weapons. More on that below. Alright, Titans. Boy, they love to save Warlocks for last. Titans. Precarious Scars. Now will now also create a burst of healing and bonus recovery around you whenever you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches your subclass. That will be interesting to see how that plays out. And Icefall Mantle. Remove the slower class ability recharge scaler. Don't even have those, so we'll have to see what community says. Warlock. Viridity's brow, whatever. Change to trigger when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type. An increased grenade damage bonus to 20% per stack, up from 10%. I always wanted to create a build with that. Maybe I will. The Stag. Grants damage reduction to allied guardians standing in your rifts. 25% against combatants, 15% against players. I just don't think the Stag has a place within the game anymore, honestly. And the worst boots of Guardians. Promethean Spur. Has additional functionality, which is, while standing in a rift, solar weapon kills give you a class ability energy. When your class ability energy is full, solar weapon kills consume that energy and spawn a combination healing/empowering rift at the target's location. So, it's pretty much what it does for the super itself. In terms of spawning the combination rift. But if you're in a rift, kill things with solar weapons, you'll have more. I could see this possibly being an issue if someone really likes solar weapons and they spec to 100 on their class ability aspect. Now we might be seeing a little bit too much of those if people want to take the time to do that build. All right, and then keep your eyes open for other changes to come in the wake of these as well. Their goal for the next few seasons, especially following the launch of the Witch Queen, is to increase the variety of fun and powerful choices available to players in PvE and PvP alike. Hopefully we get a lot more revamp going into Witch Queen specifically, because this is all just Season 15 stuff. Finders, scavengers, and holsters. So, also rolling out some changes to mods that affect the ammo economy. Running double ammo scavenger mod makes it too easy to have 100% uptime with special weapons in both PvP and PvE. In PvP specifically, we believe this is an important factor in how oppressive certain special weapons feel. Reducing their effectiveness is a step towards addressing this. We're prepared to revisit this depending on how it plays out when it's in the wild. We're also looking to improve Ammo Finder to make it a bit easier to earn special and heavy ammo in PvE, while introducing a new type of leg armor that reloads stowed weapons. Ammo Finder. Now have an increased chance to spawn ammo on kills with primary weapons, and further increased chance with exotic primaries. That's nice, like kind of an additional perk there for exotic primaries. Scavenger. Multiple copies of scavenger mods of the same type no longer stack. I'm perfectly okay with that. I know some of the more hardcore players, endgame content people, especially Crucible, not going to be happy with that, but hopefully it works out really well. And holster. So this is a new type of leg armor mod that will gradually reload stowed weapons of the matching type over time. Multiple copies of holster mods of the same type will increase the rate ammo is reloaded. The following weapon types will have holster mods: auto rifle, fusion rifle, grenade launcher, power specifically, hand cannon, linear fusion rifle, machine gun, pulse rifle, scout rifle, shotgun, sidearm, submachine gun, sniper rifle, and trace rifle. Hand cannon excludes Ariana's Vow specifically, and then rocket launchers, breech-loaded grenade launchers, and bows will not have holster mods, as they didn't want to affect any weapon that has a magazine size of 1. I have very mixed feelings about this. When I first read it, I thought it was cool. But we have auto-loading holster as a perk already. So why, almost in a sense, take that mod out to replace it with a leg mod that we have to worry about speccing into a build if we want to keep that aspect? I guess we'll have to see more of how it plays out in the actual game. Warmind cells. They get nerfed. They're getting nerfed hard. But first, to be blunt, these are currently too powerful. This isn't a surprise. Even at their introduction, they knew they were very strong. And that was the point. At the time those were created, they were only expected to last for about a year, so they could push the envelope on something cool and flavorful, knowing that they wouldn't be around breaking things forever with the force of Rasputin's explosive wrath. They would have a time to shine, but eventually leave and make room for the next exciting thing. Now that they are able to remain viable in endgame content indefinitely, we feel it's necessary to bring them down to be more in line with what the rest of the sandbox is capable of. If we didn't, it would cause ongoing problems for activity design and weapon rewards. Base Warmind cells. Reduced radius of the explosion/effect range of the Warmind cells from 10 to 6 meters. Reduced damage of the explosion of Warmind cells, previously 200 to 400, now it's between 50 and 250. Global Reach. Increase the mod cost of Global Reach to 1, or to 3. I want to say it's probably at 1 currently. They probably should have added that in there. Reduce the amount of radius. Increase 20 to 10 meters. So you're gaining, before you would double the range, now it's only up 4 meters. That's going to hit hard. Cellular suppression. Reduce the duration of the suppressing effect when using cellular suppression. 3 seconds to 2 seconds. I feel like that's not a big enough change to warrant being concerned about that one specifically. Wrath of Rasputin. Reduced bonus solar damage. Previously 100 to 200, now 25 to 100. For someone that just created a Warmind build, kind of sad, but also way too powerful. We knew this was coming eventually. But hopefully it allows for something new and exciting to take its place. Like, Charged with Light is cool. Elemental Wells I never really was fond of, so hopefully this kind of takes a back seat eventually. But speaking of Elemental Wells, got some changes on those as well. 2 Elemental Well mods are getting improvements in order to make them a more competitive choice when compared to other combat style mods. Elemental Armaments now has an increased chance to spawn an Elemental Well based on the tier of the enemy defeated. Font of Might's base duration has been increased to 10 seconds and increased the damage bonus provided from 10% to 25%. And there we have it. With abilities and armor down, we have one more sandbox topic left to cover, which is weapons. We'll see them again next week for the final Season 15 flight check. Iron Banner. Last season, Lord Saladin brought some fresh weapons to the fold for Guardians to earn in the Iron Banner. Wrist Walker packed a punch in the Crucible, and Archon's Thunder could go on a rampage in PvE. Next season, 2 new weapons will make their appearance. The Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle, the big guy here, and Peace Bond Sidearm, each available through vendor packages, bounties, match rewards, and the seasonal Iron Banner quest. Hopefully this is not bugged like last one, because that's not going to be good. What is this pulse? This pulse reminds me very much of, I think it's called the Lincoln Green. It was very, very popular pulse during year 1 of D2. Very popular, felt good in the hands. Interesting sound to it as well. The sidearm's a sidearm. Oh well. Rip. But that's not all. It's been some time since Saladin brought a fresh set of armor to earn. Pulled from the depths of forgotten seas, these pieces worn by warriors of the past are ready for battle once more. Introducing the Iron Forerunner set. We don't look like freaking samurais for once. Thank God. I am a little confused though, because like Depths of Sea, the Hunter helmet looks like it's got like tentacles, almost like Crown of Tempest, while the Warlock and Titan just look like it's got horns on them. And then like these things around like the neck of the Warlock, you can see it here on the Titan cloak, and then the mark of the Titan. Those look weird, almost like cocoons in a sense. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but this is the first time that I've seen like just a standard like belt buckle on a set, and I think that's hilarious. Ooh, I like that bond for the Warlock. I'm excited to see how well these shade. That will be cool. All right. Starting next season, we'll be introducing the Iron Lord's Pride intrinsic perk through this set. While wearing a piece of this armor grants a small chance of an enhancement prism dropping at the end of an Iron Banner match. Each additional piece worn increases the chance, capping out at 4 pieces total. It's weird considering there's 5. Defeat your foes with the fury of an Iron Forge. Show no mercy. Just a few weeks, we can begin to collect all these rewards. Stay tuned for announcements. I honestly don't know how I feel about. We already have builds set up, especially in Iron Banner that's supposed to be an endgame Crucible experience. Don't force us to wear the armor and create a whole new set just to get a chance at enhancement prisms. I think it could be the longer you stay in, up to 4 matches, then you can start earning more likely. Like, just have them be a random drop. That way you don't have to change your armor sets, but we'll see how useful this actually is. We got more Prime rewards, guys. It looks like 24th, or no, maybe it went live now. We've got the Fireworks exotic emote, the Fast Lane exotic ghost shell, the Vanishing Point exotic sparrow, and the VORPYL 8 legendary ship. Base ship, pretty much. Signing up is easy. Head over to the Prime Gaming support article for the rundown and make sure to link your account on the Prime Rewards website. All right. Moving into something that I didn't know, and a lot of people probably don't know either, is how to report game issues. So, players are encouraged to report them to the help forums where other players, volunteer community moderators, and Destiny player support can help answer and escalate issues. When reporting an issue, please make sure to include the following information to help with the investigations: a detailed description of the issue, what you were doing when it occurred, where in the game it occurred, an image or video of the issue if applicable. If an error code was received, specify the exact code and the platform and character you are playing on. Got that? Make note if needed. Big thing, previous season rewards. From the previous season page on Bungie.net, players can collect season pass rewards they earned during the previous season that were left uncollected. Players will have until the start of the new season on August 24th to claim any previously earned season pass rewards from Season of the Chosen. Once Season of the Redacted starts, the previous season page will be updated with the Season of Splicer rewards. To collect previous season rewards, players needed to have earned the corresponding season pass rank during that season. So if you only got up to rank 83, you could not get anything from 84 to 100. Players should note that the ability to claim previously earned season pass rewards is only available for the immediate previous season, with uncollected rewards from prior seasons becoming permanently unavailable. We've got some known issues. So, players who have a full quest inventory can pick up the As Prophesized quest. The quest can be acquired again from the quest archive. At the end of the newest override mission, players should wait for the timer to end and not press anything so they can view a cutscene. Some messages in the Helm and Elixni Quarter does not show subtitles or names. Sometimes, players in a fire team won't be able to view seasonal cutscenes. Oh, that sucks. Champions may not spawn in the final boss room of the Warden of Nothing on Grandmaster difficulty. That's a yikes. In French, the Exo Strangers weekly challenge incorrectly tells players to defeat enemies using stasis while on Europa. To progress this challenge, players will need to defeat enemies using stasis when not on Europa. Solstice key fragments remain in some players' inventories after conclusion of Solstice of Heroes, and the laconic ornament for the last word ejects bullet casings when firing while the base weapon does not. Weird. Movie of the week stuff. A lot of movie of the week stuff. Artist of the week. Aldrin Sov cosplay. Looking pretty good there. And then we have another drawing of Aldrin being sad. Poor boy. But, screw him too. Crow best boy. Alright. 2 sandbox TWABs down. 1 more to go. Next week, we've got some fun details on weapons. All I have to say is get ready for Season of the Voop. Ooh, we got a season name. Just kidding. That's not the official name of the season. DMG is just really excited that Fusion Rifles will have a champion mod next season, not to mention the upcoming Fusion Rifle changes, which they will cover next week. We'll see how this goes. I will only imagine how long that TWAB's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be longer than the one from last week with the ability changes. But that is all for this TWAB. A little bit meatier, but I was able to keep it all in one video compared to the 4 separate videos from last week. But if you have any questions, head over to Twitter, Reddit. They're going to have all those informations there for you. Probably DMG, Cosmo, tweeting, retweeting, answering some tweets. But yeah, head over there if you have any questions. Till next time, Guardians, stay safe.